Let's practice writing uppercase and lowercase h. If you have your tracing paper at home with you, go ahead and make sure you have a piece of that tracing paper ready to go. If you're using a dry erase marker and a sleeve, go ahead and get that set up, or you can always just use a crayon or a marker. These are letters that make sounds and that have names, so you could use your green crayon or marker if you have one to help you remember, or you can just use whatever you have at home. We're going to start at the top with uppercase H. So remember, uppercase H starts at the tip top attic, tall line down, back up, tall line down, and then we cross it in the middle, right on that house line. Let's try a few more. Say the letter name and sound with me as you write it. Uppercase H says, uppercase H says, let's try two more. H says, last one, H says, take a look at your capital letter H and put a star or a smiley or a heart, whatever it is you like, by the uppercase H that you think is your very best. The one that has two straight lines down and the one that crosses in the middle. Remember, we talked about if your H's, if you're crossing it way up here, that's not the letter H. We want our letter H's to have the cross or that line in the middle right on top of that middle line, that house line. Next, let's scooch down here and we're going to write the lowercase letter H. And lowercase h does fit inside the house, so we can start with one in the house and then we'll do four more. So remember, for lowercase h, again, we start at the tip top attic, tall line down, just like uppercase H, but we go halfway around. Lowercase h has the curve. Uppercase H has straight lines. Let's try four more lowercase letter h. Make sure to say the letters name and sound with me. 1, 2, 3. H says, lowercase h says, good, two more. H says, last one, lowercase h says, good. Take a look at those lowercase h's and decide which one you think is your very best. Remember that curved part has to be inside the house. So if your h's look like this, that's too big. We need to push this curved part down into the house. We also talked about h, lowercase h needs a tall line down. So we have to put our crayon, marker, pencil, whatever you're using, put it right on top of that line. And then you can go down and around. If your straight line is right here, and then you go down and around, that looks like the letter N. So we want to make sure we have a tall line down that starts at the tip top attic. Last, I'm just going to say a letter that makes the sound. You're going to write the uppercase and then lowercase letter that makes that sound. And I'll be using all of the different letters that we've learned so far in kindergarten. So show me how you write the uppercase and lowercase letters that make the sound mm. Say the sound mm. Show yourself how to write it. See if you can get it written before I can. M says, nice job. Next, write the capital and lowercase letters that make the sound G. Say the sound G. Show yourself how to write it. Go ahead. What's that letter's name? G. G says G. Remember, push that lowercase g out of the attic. Push it down so it sits on that line and has a monkey tail in the basement. Let's do 2 more. Write the uppercase and lowercase letters that make the sound O. Make the sound O. Show yourself how to write it. What's that letter's name? L. Uppercase. L says O. Lowercase. L says O. And our last one for today, write the capital and lowercase letters that make the sound D. Say the sound D. Show yourself how to make it. What's that letter's name? Right, D. D says D. Check to make sure that your D is facing the same way as mine. Remember, the curved parts of the D's look like they're facing each other, like they're having a little chit chat or a little talk. So make sure that your D faces the same way as mine so we can make sure it's the letter D. Nice job, writers.